way.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this episode of The Unlimited Truth. And as I always say, the show comes around when the truth is needed. And if there's ever a time the truth is needed, y'all, it's a day like today. But before we get started on the big dramatic topic today, I want to introduce everybody because I'm super excited today for this particular guy. So man, this guy, he's got an incredible collection. He's just a wonderful dude. And he's someone who's funny and he does his great show, the Alpha Xbox podcast, making his Unlimited Truth debut. Sega Man, welcome, my friend. Introduce yourself and let them know about you.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Sega Man. I've been waiting to do this, the Unlimited Truth, with my brother, Unlimited Productions. Man, this is a long time coming, man. I'm glad I can do it with you guys today, and I know we got some things to talk about,
Yeah.
Unlimited. But it's good to be here with you and Hebot and,
Mhm.
and Tuckmaster, man. And yeah, man, I'm excited, brother. So thank you, man, for letting me come on and chop up some game with you guys.
Oh man, yeah, hey man, I can't wait to hear your opinion, your view on everything.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
next
man.
up, yeah, but next up, this next guy, as I always say, he needs no introduction, but I love to give him one anyway, man. A true historian, a true knowledgeable dude, someone who always speaks the fact and keeps it honest. He keeps it 100, if you will. Hebot, the world's most powerful gamer. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Hey, my brothers, how are you? Bye. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Unlimited Truth. And it's always a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure to be able to make it out here to your podcast, help you out, kick it with you for a little bit, and with the brothers that join us. It's even if it's for a little bit, because I'm always on the go, back and forth. So please bear with me. I apologize if I cut in and out. But it's you guys can always find me here on Saturdays, my brother Sega Man on the Alpha. 2 times a month with my brother E Rock on the Exile, and with my brother Tuck when I go check out his Lions Den. But he don't really do any podcasts, but we go support him and talk sometimes. And of course, you can find me on my channel when I do We Got Next, which has been a while, but I've just been busy. I got family matters, daughters graduating all over the place, so that are more important issues and real life situations that we can't take for granted because they come once in a while. And gaming is always going to be there. That's what's supposed to give us a peace of mind. So we got to take it for what it is and make it the best of it and be happy and not stress ourselves out because we can't do a podcast or because we can't play games, because it's supposed to be to, like I said, give us a peace of mind, not to aggravate us. But yeah, guys, we're here. Let's rock. Let's talk about some the drama, and hopefully we'll be able to make some sense out of it and say our opinions, our thoughts, what we think, and come up with some logical thought process and conversation, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And before I get your input, let me introduce our last panel member, a good friend of mine. Like you said, the host of the Lions Den podcast. If he's there, introduce yourself, Tuck Master. All right, I guess he ain't. Hey, Tuck, Tuck will shut whenever. But yeah, so the big drama today that set the gaming world on fire. That once again, it's the worst thing to ever happen in humankind, apparently. And people are marching out there in Redmond to freaking send Phil Spencer to the guillotine like the French Revolution. Is the delay of Starfield and Redfall. And let me say this, man, and I gave my initial thoughts earlier today, and just something real quick. So I'm not going to be forever, but let me just say this: it's video games, and I gotta say, once again, I'm disappointed in the Xbox community, and I don't know why I keep trying to give a lot of y'all the benefit of the doubt when really y'all are just like Sony ponies, except just not as extreme and not as consistent with your dumbassery. But every time something happens to Xbox, y'all react the same way. I've seen some of y'all cursing out Phil Spencer and Aaron Greenberg and Todd Howard and all them over fucking video games. Video games, a hobby, one of my favorite hobbies in the world, of course. I love it. I love gaming. I love the community. I love the fact that I've met guys like Keybot and Segman and Tuckmaster thanks to gaming. But it's at the end of the game, it's just video games. And the fact to see so many people with their fake out, I don't even know if it's fake outrage. People seem legitimately angry over video games. Is just mind-boggling. Yes, I'm as I said earlier, I'm disappointed I'm not going to play Starfield in November. That just means I'm going to play it next February or March. That's a few months. And you could say, oh, damage control this, damage control that. No, there's none of damage control. I just don't see the point in getting on these podcasts, yelling and ranting about some hobby I enjoy over something I'm going to play anyway. What do you want me to do? We can't go to Todd Howard, put a gun to his head at Bethesda Studios, and tell him to release the game. So it's okay to be disappointed that you can't play a game sooner. I understand that. But what I don't understand is how everybody is all doom and gloom. Guys that are saying, "Oh, Xbox should just cut off Xbox Live this year," and all this other goofy shit over again a video game delay. And it's not like you don't have nothing to play. I don't know about you guys, but I have a large backlog of games I haven't touched yet, and I have Game Pass with hundreds of games I haven't played. So miss me on this fake outrage or that I should be out here being upset over games that they're not even canceled. I can understand it. It feels like Fable Legends in 2016 when that game was canceled, right? I can even understand that, or Scalebound, even though I thought that was blown out of proportion too back then. But this is nonsense. And let me get to this guy first, because his knowledge and everything is just unmatched. But Hebot, man, I want to get your thoughts first and foremost. Starfield and Redfall was delayed. Does it upset you? And what are your thoughts on the Xbox community reaction to it? Uh, all right. Well, hey,
Well, look. We've been doing this rodeo since 2013, right? And what I mean by that is that everything that Microsoft does is always under a microscope. Everything that Microsoft decision making wise or approach wise is looked at it as a conspiracy. Everything Microsoft does is looked at as that they're trying to take over the industry, monopolizing, manipulating companies and developers, even though developers and stuff that came out and said, no, listen, they told us to go other places and fish for a buyer, and no one wanted to buy except them, and they gave us the best offer, right?
mm-hmm.
So it's nothing that we haven't seen in the past or even in the present as of recent, right?
Right.
It does suck that Starfield and Red Falls got pushed back and delayed, but we have to look at it this way. A lot of these companies, okay, and the real reason why people are being bothered by it, like I said, is because Todd Howard and the people doing Redfall has said for quite a while, yeah, the games are coming in 2022 for a very long while since last year. Okay, fine. But the reality of it is life is unpredictable. Things change, right?
Yeah.
A lot of these people out here act like these video game developers are not human beings. They don't got lives. Things don't get out of control. Things don't come up. Things don't happen. We don't know, right? For
Mm-hmm.
example, if someone at, if Todd Howard, thank you, son. If Todd Howard's wife got sick and he has to take time off or take less time doing what he's doing, we don't know that, right?
Right.
Those are all personal things that they don't need to share with us because it's private. But it could be that something's going on, or it could just very well be that they just don't feel the games will be as polished and as ready to go based on what they are where they are right now. So they want to do what's right for the game and for the community because we're the ones that spend our money, whether it's through Game Pass, buying it day one or later on, to buy these games. Because Microsoft, you already saw last year, they brought out Ascent, they brought out Flight Simulator,
Mm-hmm.
They brought out Artful Escape. They
Mm-hmm.
brought out, games like Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, Gunk, and then shortly after that was Crossfire X, right?
Right. Right.
And even when the games came out and scored well, for the exception of Crossfire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though it hasn't been fairly judged, they got scrutinized. Oh, the game don't feel finished. It don't feel like it's enough. How they're gonna do this? The game's gonna die. This, that, and this. Everything that gaming is about, especially this day and age, because it's so different from when we grew up, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's a risk. It's a big risk, especially now more than before, because it's way more money to make games. It takes way longer because of the sophistication of the technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
With all types of things like ray tracing involved now, and 4K native resolutions, and Dolby Atmos surround, whatever the case may be. You guys get what I mean. Gaming is very expensive, and it's an outlet that if it doesn't, you know, get back in return what it spends, it's going to be diminished returns, and it can hurt a company,
Yeah.
even a company like Microsoft with a lot of money. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if the game doesn't make money and they spend more than what they made, they're not going to be willing to spend more money just like that again on another project if it's not going to do well, right?
Right.
But I've always said the good thing about when things like this happen is because you see the real truth behind a lot of people that so-called say and claim, oh yeah, well, we're Xbox fans. We want what's best for Xbox, so we criticize it. But there's a difference between criticizing constructively and criticizing just to be a jerk or a jackass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like cursing at Todd Howard and Phil Spencer. How do you think that they're going to take you serious, respect your opinion, and respect you as a consumer or even a YouTuber or whatever the case may be, a person in the community, if what you're doing is acting like a thug and you're not acting respectful to the situation? They're being transparent, and they straight up said, we're going to push it back to early next year. Now, my knowledge of gaming and my history of gaming, like a lot of the fellas here, when things like this happen, they don't happen without a plan or a backup plan, right?
Right.
So I truly believe that the decision was made because these games needed more work, and perhaps something else that is more finished can be brought out, even though it was not announced, because Microsoft has done that before, where they brought out a game like when Sunset was announced, they said it's coming out this year, and people didn't know that it was going to come out, right?
Right.
Or when Forza Horizon 5 last year or a year and a half ago came out, we didn't know it was coming out. It said, oh, yeah, it's coming out this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that can very well be the case, right?
Yeah.
We don't know. But they're not going to do a show without having something to give us any expectations, especially going into the holidays.
Oh,
But at
yeah.
the same time, we all know all the backlash they got with Forza Horizon, with Halo. So they're more adamant. They're more, you know, I guess would be the best way to say it. They're more afraid to take those risks because they know that if they bring out the game and the game is not completely working or broken like they've done with Cyberpunk and other games, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they're going to get the backlash and then they're going to get the negativity. And right now they have a lot of positive perception, and it's working. A lot of things are working in their favor. And yes, it doesn't help that they had the whole DRM bullshit that everybody keeps skewing around in a different way, in a different manner, not using logic, because the
Oh,
DRM,
I had to shut that one down, I had
right?
to shut that shit down last week.
But the DRM is because most things are all through the internet. If you buy something, how is anything that you got, like the console itself, going to know you own it and what you own if you are not signed in? And all of your stuff is attached, especially if it's digital, to that profile, right? So we all know that The only way it can read the back of bad stuff, for example, if it's a disc, is by knowing that it has the disc in it, and it has to authenticate it and make sure that that's the disc that you're putting in and that you own it. If that was the case and that wasn't needed, then you can put every single OG Xbox game and it would play. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you need the internet. It is what it is. It's the way that gaming has become. The internet is very heavily relied, and a lot of games are even online required only, or a lot of games are online only. You see, it's just that when Microsoft does it, it's like, oh, look, how can they do it if they're $1 trillion company? Well, because just because they have money doesn't mean they don't face the same hiccups and burdens and obstacles that a company like Nintendo or Sony face as well.
Hebot, hey, sorry to cut you off, but look, man, we're talking about the same industry that says, and there's a literal article saying stuff like this. Breath of the Wild 2 is delayed, and that's a good thing. A literal
Right. And
article that
right.
that says that, right? So the same one that wants you to be outraged for this shit. Oh, it's okay that Bayonetta 3 has been in development since the dawn of time, you know, since Christ was alive. That game still
Right.
has nothing to show for it. Oh, not a word. Got a
And Breath of
word.
the
Oh,
Wild, and remember, Breath of the Wild was announced to come out this year, and then when they showed it again, the trailer, they said we're going to push it to next year. They didn't give nobody no heads up, so it's not like
no.
it was purposely done. They just said, listen, the game's not going to be ready. We want to take more time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, look, man. It's just weird how and this is why I say stuff like I won't be doing this forever, he but because it's just weird how this just keeps happening time after time after time,
Right.
and at some point, you just run out of reasons to tell everybody to chill out when they're just saying crazy stuff like oh, Xbox should just shut down live for the year and all this other stupid shit
Right.
over over gaming when all it takes, he bought, and this is what drives me crazy about it, right? And this is what is pulling me away from the gaming community, the Xbox community, is that a lot of just stuff, it just takes like 30 seconds of thinking. Half of
Right.
it is a Google search away,
Right.
right at your fingertips, and somehow, some way, days like this happen, and you think that Phil Spencer got caught shooting his neighbor or something by how
Right.
angry people are over this shit, right?
Well, a lot of them also act like they already got charged for the game. They already paid for it, and they're not getting it either. That's another thing.
Yeah,
And the other problem that this community has that has always gotten exposed, and it's just gotten worse and worse, is that this community acts like only exclusives count and matter, and that's it. They
yeah,
act
and
like
that's
indie
crazy.
games don't count. They act like the multiplats don't count.
Tuck,
Listen,
Tuck, Tuck. I know you like walking your dogs, man. But
you know what I mean? But the
Now she them I'm wrong.
oh,
but,
oh, okay.
so you know what I'm saying. So it's like it's not like we don't have nothing to play. Plus, on top of that, we're getting ahead of ourselves because we still don't know what the Xbox showcase is going to present. We don't know if they're going to be other announcements for games
Exact. Hebut,
that
man.
will come out this year. You
Hebut,
know what I'm
Hebut,
saying?
Hebut, man. People are acting like the showcase was going to be Starfield and Redfall for an hour and a half, and that's it. Like they don't have
Right,
30 other fucking studios and 60 games that they could
right,
show
right.
or release or whatever the case is. I mean, as I said before, recency bias has always annoyed me, but the way it's been lately, it's just been a next level ridiculous, man.
Well, I'm gonna say one more thing, so the other fellows can speak too. We also got to keep in mind, right? Microsoft bought a lot of these studios, right, in a transitioning phase, right,
Hmm.
where a lot of these studios already have projects in the works, but a lot of these projects that they had in the works were already in contracts that were signed to bring out to other consoles, right? Like
Right.
Ghost Tokyo Wire, whatever it's Ghost Tokyo, right? Like Dead Loop, right? Deathloop, or like Wasteland, or like Psychonauts 2, or We Happy Few, right? These are
Hmm.
games that were already being built by these studios when Microsoft acquired them. right?
Yeah.
So even though Microsoft acquired a lot of these studios 2 years ago, it is not enough time for them to finish what they were already working on, meet the contractual obligations that they have with the other games, to then just start on a new game and have a game ready in a year's time.
Yeah.
That's just unrealistic. That's not realistic. That's not real. Will there come a time when Microsoft will have games already coming out fluently, time after time, month after month? Absolutely. Once they all have been there already long enough to establish enough time to make the games, and they can start bringing them out more periodically and bringing them out more, uh, you know, one after another, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And these guys try to act like no, but you crazy. They don't understand that when Sony does sign, right, or Nintendo, they're already working with developers that they've been owned for years. They've been working on projects back to back for years, like Uncharted. Like the Naughty Dog. They worked on Uncharted 4. Then they after that they did Last of Us 2. They already been working with Sony for multiple years. They didn't have to make multiple copies of these games to bring them out to PlayStation or Nintendo because they were exclusives from the hip. They've already been built as exclusives for many years now. Microsoft had to let these guys finish their contract out, like they're gonna have to do with Activision. That's not even finalized, right? To then start working on games exclusively for Xbox. You see? So I don't understand why is that so hard to understand. Yeah, they bought Bethesda. That didn't get finalized until January of this year that just passed. So that means it's only been a year's time, and they're already expecting, oh, it should have been done. Oh, it should be finished, right?
Right.
That's just unrealistic. Again, does it suck? Of course, because people are looking forward to it. Yes, some of these games they've been working on them for a couple of years now. But it's still it's still something that the hurdles are gonna be there, like I said. Because if they bring the game out and the games have any problems like they did, like let's say like something like Cyberpunk, right? Because they had to make it for last generation, right? And make it cross gen. And that cross gen console is what was holding it back, right?
Right.
Because that's another issue. Those cross gen games hold back the new gen games because now you got to downscale them and make sure they work properly there also. That's why I was applauding, right? I was applauding uh, uh, WB when they made the decision
Yeah. Oh
of
yeah. Yeah.
making
Gotham Knights being on
Gotham
Xbox
Knights
Series
only
X.
next gen.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm almost 100% certain, right, based off previous experiences through the years, that more than likely that game running on the Xbox One and the PS4 regular was probably giving them a lot of issues, probably with frame rate, bump mapping. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to do them way more sophisticated, and they're also trying to make them that they're going to be way more uh, expansive and with more technical advances on the next gen consoles. So instead of going through that headache, then you know what? Let's just eliminate it. Let's just keep making the game for next gen because it's already going to be 2.5 years since next gen's been out. It's time to migrate. It's time to go
Time.
to,
Yeah. Time to
you
move
know,
on.
it makes sense. It makes logical sense from a financial standpoint and from a development standpoint because it alleviates the headache for developers to have to worry about if the game comes broken on another console due to hardware limitations, and then people are going to scrutinize them for that because you
Yeah.
see when Digital Foundry does videos, they'll go and look at the Xbox One, PS3, 4 version, and then talk shit like, "Oh, this is just horrible," or "This is garbage." This is unacceptable. Well, what do you think? The game's way more advanced, and they're trying to run it on a hardwares that were old because there were more people on those hardwares, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. That it seems like all these people in the community want to act like that doesn't exist, like that's not a reality or a real topic or a real issue.
Right. And thank you, Heba. And everything was spot on as you said. Hey, Tuck Master, I want to get your thoughts, man. What are your thoughts on Starfield and Redfall being delayed? Do you think it's the worst thing to happen in human history? Do you care? Do you not care? And what do you think about the Xbox community's overreaction today over video games? I don't. God damn it, Sega man. What are your thoughts?
Well, man,
Chuck, this is dog barking and stuff, man. And then
is
when
he
you
there?
call on him,
Is he
he's
is he back?
quiet.
Tuck is
Huh?
fantastic.
Tuck
Yeah.
there, man.
Sega man, what are your thoughts on everything?
Man, that nigga gone. Well, anyways, man. Yo, I mean, hey, you know what? We got a lot to play right now. We got a lot to look forward to right now. It's worth waiting for. There's going to be fantastic games coming in Game Pass,
Right.
day and date. I'm playing a really good game right now. It's a samurai game on Game Pass. It's in black and white. Beautiful fucking game.
Check
Uh,
the Yomi.
Yeah.
yeah, it's an awesome game. I think I'm at the end of it right now, but we have a lot to play right now, and you know what? If we have to wait, to play Starfield and what's the other game again?
Redfall.
Yeah,
Redfall.
I mean, come on, guys, we got a lot to play right now. We might get some surprises when they do the the Bethesda and
Xbox
showcase.
showcase.
We might get some surprises. So it's a little setback. Don't cry and whine about it. We got more to play than what they got over on PlayStation. We got more to do over here than they do.
Well, second man, PlayStation found out real quick. Look how they brought out Horizon. It still had issues. They brought out GT Sport with
Right,
these ridiculous
Yeah.
online prices and free to play models that motherfuckers like, oh hell nah. And those are two big AAA titles for them, and they
right,
failed, right?
right.
Yeah. Those games died quick too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, there's been so many games right now that's been dropping in Game Pass. It's unbelievable. Now, it might not be for everybody, but I mean, you see new games coming in there last week, this week. You know what I mean? There's just been games coming in Game Pass. So, and there's new games to buy, like the House of the Dead, which is a great game. I know you guys own it. You know what I mean? We got a lot to do over here. We got a lot to play, man. If we have to wait for those good games, we have to wait a little longer, then we'll have to wait, man. Don't cry and whine about it.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Yeah.
nothing we
You
could
know
do
what I mean?
about it. That Sega man, there's nothing we could do about it. So why even waste energy being pissed
Right,
off over
right.
something you can't even change?
It don't make
What
no
are you gonna do,
sense.
Sega man? What are you gonna do? March up to Bethesda? Release Starfield like
Yeah,
some jackasses? No. All we're gonna
Hey,
do,
hey,
and everybody who's bitching in their videos and podcasts and tweets and all that stuff, all you're gonna do is bitch, bitch, like you've been doing. Is you're just gonna bitch some more, and then when the game come out, you're gonna hate it anyway. So
right.
why waste your energy?
but look who's bitching. Unlimited is all the usual suspects.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
true.
it's actually been a little more than the usual suspects from what I saw. Look, man,
Oh
I
yeah,
every once in a while, E-Rock, I go ahead and delete Twitter when I can't, when I have enough. And today was one of them days, man. I lasted like 20 minutes, saw the bullshit, and I was like, all right, I'm out. I ain't
Yeah,
dealing with
I left. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna deal with this all day.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
Speaking of E-Rock X, thank you for joining my brother. What are your thoughts on it? Is Starfield and Redfall delay? Is this crushing your soul, man? Is this the worst thing to happen in your life ever? Are you ready to give up on life due to this, or or, or are you just going to be an adult and do what I'm? Hey, look, let me put it this way, E-Rock, as a fellow DC fan. Black Adam was delayed from October to 2023. I haven't seen a single DC fan go in and try to attack Warner Bros. Studios. So what are your thoughts?
Hey, Unlimited. Look at Top Gun. Top Gun, hey, it got delayed 2 damn years.
Tuck,
Yeah.
Tuck. When I called you, where were you, man? Because I think I was
Oh,
talking to E-Rock. I'm just messing with you, man.
the
But
dog,
yeah,
the
go
dog,
ahead, Tuck.
the dogs had to go pee, so he said, "Fuck the podcast." He just
You
fuck
gotta wait
everything.
now, Chuck. You gotta wait.
Yeah. Yo, man, I don't know, man. It's like the way I look at shit. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can.
I had to explain. I made a video today, like one of the first few videos I made in a while. Like I
Mm-hmm.
just put up gameplay. I don't make a whole lot of videos unless it's news that's
Right.
worthy. I wasn't even going to talk about this shit today. Really wasn't even going to make a video, but I guess I owed it to the however many subscribers I got to actually acknowledge this shit. That's not worth acknowledging. Um, from what I seen, because I have people that follow me on Instagram to send me tweets and shit, and I seen some of it's the same people over and over again. The Jazz Cordons, the crap gamers, the kid smooths acting like it's the end of the fucking world. It's the same dudes with the same fucking hot takes. And there was a great YouTuber from about 6 years ago named Showstopper. And Showstopper said this 6 years ago. You know who the industry leader is by who's always in people's mouths. Who's always in people's mouths? Xbox.
Right.
Xbox. Their two big exclusives over at PlayStation failed.
Yeah.
Failed miserably. Failed miserably. Their Game Pass ripoff is failing miserably, right? Nintendo, their big game, Breath of the Wild 2, is delayed till next year. So they need something to talk about, guys. They need tweets, they need hits, they need something to talk about. And what is there to talk about? Xbox. These two games that they didn't fucking care about, according to the tweets that I saw just a week ago. Oh, nobody cares about Starfield. Starfield's going to fail, right? Right?
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Redfall. Redfall's going to fail. Now all of a sudden it's the end of the world. Y'all motherfuckers are selling your Xboxes. Y'all taking your Xboxes to the pawn shop. People's committing suicide. And so, you ask me, do I care? Like, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed I'm not gonna play Starfield in November, but I'll play it next year.
Yeah.
I'll play it whenever. Like, it's so much shit coming out this year. And my Xbox is already loaded with shit. I don't know when the fuck I'm ever going to finish Lego Star Wars. I haven't touched that in weeks. I got to get back on House of the Dead remake.
Right.
I've been playing that great indie Trek to Yomi.
That
You
game
got
is great.
you got a Plague Tale coming out in June. You got fucking the game I'm actually looking forward to in November, Hogwarts Legacy.
Right.
See, the reason why, guys, I'm so detached from the gaming community, except for you guys, and why at 53 I'm tired of this shit. I did this shit for 6 years, man. I did this shit for 6 years. And it's been 6 years of the same motherfuckers crying over the same shit. And I can hear people in the comment section, oh, y'all just damage controlling. But I don't get paid to damage control, motherfuckers. I don't work for fucking Bethesda or Microsoft. I wish I did. Send some of that money my way, motherfucker. I need it right about now. I don't get paid to damage control for these billion-dollar companies, man. So in my life, I don't sit around like it's news to me that Black Adam got delayed. I thought it was coming out in October. I didn't know Black Adam. My life is not going to end because a movie got fucking delayed. I got other shit going on, man. I got a fucking crib. I got people I take care of. You know what I mean? I got a car I got to take care of, man. I got to worry about fucking groceries and bills and insurances and shit. I don't sit around like, you know what, man? Phew. My life is ruined now that Starfield ain't coming out. If your life is ruined because Starfield ain't coming out and a vampire game we knew nothing about, then it's nothing I can say to help you. It's nothing your pastor can say to help you. It's nothing. It's not like. But I mean, it's the usual suspects like Kid Smooth, who I used to work with years ago. I mean, he's chasing that bag now. So these guys, they need something to talk about.
Right.
And the
Dreamcast
topic,
guy, Jez
yeah,
Gordon, they all did something. Yep.
they all. Oh, I can't believe it! It's the end of Xbox. It's man, y'all been telling me and He-Bot it's the end of Xbox for 13 years. He-Bot, when is it going to be the end of Xbox? I'm tired of waiting.
I
When the
mean,
fuck is it?
I guess they ended and we didn't realize.
He-Bot, when Sega Man, when the fuck is it going to be the end of Xbox? Was it 2007? Was it 2013? Was it 2012? Is it going to be 2023? When the fuck is it going to be the end of Xbox? So we can stop hearing about this shit. Because every little thing that happens, These motherfuckers, Kid Smooth, crying and whining. Oh, well, they
Mm.
might as well shut off Xbox Live for the rest of the year. Like,
Well,
well, you.
E-Rock, to add to what you're saying, right, real quick, and I apologize for cutting you off. Last year, we all know that PlayStation didn't have no first party games. It was all third party, from Kina all the way to Deathloop. And everybody was like, it's okay when we had actual first party games, remember? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this year, it looks like we might not have, because again, I say might because we don't know.
We're one
Uh,
1 month away from the showcase, and this reminds me of 2018 where everybody was jumping ship off Xbox. Then a
right, right,
week
right,
later
right.
they added
But
Ninja Theory, Undead Labs, and Five Studios, and everybody like, oh, Ninja Theory betrayed us. Like,
right, and but the difference is the tides are reversed, because let's just say, right, hypothetical, based on what E-Rock just said, right? Let's just say that we don't get a first party release, right? Which I really doubt it. I really think we're going to get a Forza Motorsport, and I honestly think the surprise is going to be that we're going to get Hellblade, because Hellblade's been in development for almost 5.5 years. And they've been saying for a while that the game is way in production and way ahead of its time, way ahead, right? You know what I'm saying? And for them
yeah,
to just say, well, we're going to move it for the early next year, that could be January, February, March. We don't know. So it could be just a few months after, the holidays, which would be very close to after the holiday. So let's just say we don't get one, right? We still have to remember that we're supposed to be getting the Warhammer Vermintide. We're
Mhm.
supposed to be getting the Scorn. We're supposed to be getting Replaced. We're supposed to still get the Kina, because that's a 1 year exclusive. Deathloop. We're supposed to be also getting what was the other game that was supposed to be? Oh, Bright Memory Infinite sometime this holiday season. So if we're gonna have exclusive third party, we still got exclusive games that we can only play on Xbox. So I don't understand how come when PlayStation has third party holiday, it's okay, but when Microsoft has a third party holiday, it's a problem.
Hey, to add to that, he bought, and I put in the chat this week. Sega lost $25 billion. Their stocks is low.
Mm.
Even though a lot of stocks are low, but Sony's is really low. Oh, they lost subscribers to their subscription service,
Yeah,
and they put out a statement about putting games on multi platforms.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yet this is what gets all the rage. And what's even more confusing is that these people, how can I put this, man? It's like they oh, as I said before, man, it's like they have these incredibly high standards for Xbox, and then they also lie a fucking lot. And lying in general, it's a pet peeve of mine, even outside of gaming. Just as a person, if you're a liar, I can't fuck with you. And there are a lot of liars in the gaming community that is just unreal. And
Oh
and
yeah.
then and then as you were talking about the exclusives, I've said it a million times. I do not give a fuck. Like exclusives are not the main reason I play games. If I only played exclusives, then I'd never play games. Like the number one game I've been looking for was Gotham Knights, and people haven't liked it, but I've been loving everything they've been showing personally, and I can't wait till October. All I see is look. No Starfield means I have more time to play Gotham Lights and Hogwarts this holiday. And
Mm-hmm.
as I've been saying for years, WB is the most underrated, underappreciated publisher in gaming. Because they
Mm-hmm.
gave us Mad Max, Witcher games, the Cyberpunk
Mm-hmm.
games,
And
even
everybody hated on
Witcher
them.
this yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, the Shadow War games, and people and nobody really giving them their props. But excellently put, Hebot Tuckmaster. Please tell me you're there, man.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
All right, thank you. What are your thoughts on this whole situation with Starfield and Redfall being delayed?
Well, I'll put it like this, man. I mean, I, but this one thing I don't get about the whole doggone thing with what's going on with this. Maisie, get out of here. You gotta go. You gotta go, girl. Go. Get out of here. Go. Okay. Okay, I'm back, fellas. Okay, now this is the one thing I don't get about this whole thing with why is it when Microsoft delays something is a big issue? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, like you said, it don't make no doggone bit of difference. If it's been delayed, it's been delayed. If they have to do things to polish the game up, they got to do things to polish the game up, and I don't have no problem with that. I mean, it's like when Halo, what had a year delay. Hey, everybody got mad at it because they say it wasn't polished enough. It wasn't look good enough. But now you see here today, people still bitching about the game right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, Tuck. And not to cut you off, man. When Halo 2 had got delayed, when Halo Infinite had got delayed, who was one of the dudes that was bitching? I remember his tweet. Kid Smooth.
yeah. He's
It's the
bitching
same.
everything.
It's the same fucking dudes over and over again, bro.
Yeah, it's the same corporate. It's like I was hearing a video today, y'all. They over there trying to give some of their praise for bringing out those damn 2-ass games that came out around Elder Scrolls time. They're gonna say, well, even knowing that those games had bugs in them, they still brought them out anyway.
And it's funny you say that because all I ever hear is that Bethesda released buggy games, and
Right.
now that it's delayed. What's wrong? What's going on at Microsoft?
Shit, E-Rock, remember when Fallout came out? Fallout 4, shit, everybody was ranting on that shit.
Oh hell
Man,
yeah!
remember, all we got to do is go back to November 2020 and the release of fucking Cyberpunk. Motherfuckers had a fucking stroke. Why did they should have delayed
So
it?
damn buggy.
They should have, when games need polish, they should delay them. Well, they delayed fucking Redfall and Starfield. The fuck y'all bitching about? But I mean,
Thank you.
you guys know what this is about. Why are we sitting here trying to fucking analyze the community when I understand Unlimited Production got to do a show and we gonna have an Exile podcast Sunday? But why sit here and overanalyze a community full of women, children, bitches, faggots, and bitch-made motherfuckers? And I'm sorry about the language, but it is what it is. Why sit here and I used to
we got a voice too. God damn it! If they
well,
we can act stupid too.
well, all they gonna do is say that y'all Xbox are y'all damage controlling, and I'm like, damage controlling what?
Damage control.
What the fuck? Why the fuck we got a damage control for these billion-dollar companies? It's just we adults now. Like I said in my video earlier, ain't a fucking thing y'all can do about fucking Starfield being delayed. What y'all going to do? Right? Aaron Greenberg cry about it, bitch about it. Oh, Xbox. Look, man, I told motherfuckers before. If you don't like Xbox, leave. We didn't want y'all back anyway. Y'all came back. We came back and we told y'all we didn't want y'all back. We didn't want y'all back any fucking way. Like I said in 2020, and this is why. This is exhibit A of why I didn't want these motherfucking frauds back. Everybody in this gaming shit, Jazz Corton, Kid Smooth, all these motherfuckers, Colt Eastwood, they all frauds, man. Y'all look, this is the new norm. This is the new fucking norm. Games are going to get fucking delayed. This is the new norm with this new hardware and these new fucking engines, which is why I always said, as much as I enjoy E3, I never really liked them or understood why they show shit too far fucking out. You understand what I'm saying? Like before it's finished, or we have a date of when it's going to get finished. And like this community, y'all want everything. Y'all want everything to get released on time and be perfect for y'all to bitch about. That's who we are now. We are, y'all are a society of fucking complainers, bitches, and fucking whiners. And it's just like, I don't even want to be associated with this shit no more, to be honest with you.
Well, but E-Rock, look, but then when you got a game like, let's say, like the Guardians, right? Great game. A lot of people played it, but a lot of people didn't, right? They were like, because they were still worrying about, oh, why is Halo this, or when we getting this, right? Didn't play it, but as soon as it comes to Game Pass, oh, we're playing. Oh my God, I can't believe I missed this game. What was I thinking about? Well, if you did that more often, you realize that there's a lot of games out there to play that you're not acknowledging because you're worrying about what we don't got yet.
Yeah, there is no shortage of gaming.
You know what I mean?
Do you know this motherfuckers is just now playing A Plague Tale Innocence? That shit came out fucking three years ago. And I told motherfuckers about it then when it dropped. But no, why should anybody listen to E-Rock X? I don't cap God of War and shit like that. And I don't cap fucking exclusives. I actually play fucking indies, and I play fucking AA games, and I play fucking third party games.
A good game
It's
is a good game.
a good
But
game is a good game, but like
yep.
these dudes, their whole mantra now. See, look, guys. All this is about is these motherfuckers on Twitter, Kid Smooth, Porter Rock, Jez Court, and Crap Gamer.
Jabari, he has on the.
Jabari. They're
Mhm.
so invested in this fucking console war. They're so invested in this shit. They try to say that they're not. They try to say
Mhm.
that they're neutral, but they so invested in this console war that they needed Starfield. They needed that to either to either attack or to either praise. They needed, so now that that's not there, they don't have nothing. It's nothing in their lives apparently. No cribs, no women, no cars, no pussy, no nothing. It's nothing in their lives to where they say, "Oh, I fuck it, a toy got delayed. A fucking toy got delayed, and y'all motherfuckers is having a fit." And that whole bullshit about the DRM shit. Like I saw Oh Noah's Alex's video, and I couldn't disagree more. I couldn't disagree more. DRM is here to protect me in case somebody breaks into my house and steals my Xbox. My
Right,
Xbox is a brick to that motherfucker. He can't
right.
use it. My house catches on fire. My fucking games is over in Redmond, Washington. They're not even here. I just have a license to use those games. Okay, I paid for licenses to watch 1,000 movies. I paid a license to play 560 games. Now, unlike Unlimited Production and Sega Man and Hebot, who owns the discs, I don't own a disc. I'm not a disc person. That works for me.
Yeah,
Discs
exactly.
work for them. DRM was designed to protect me. Y'all don't mind DRM when your cell phone uses it or whatever else. So I disagree totally with Oh Noah's Alex's video about PlayStation and Sony should not be charging you for online. No, dude, that the fucking cable companies shouldn't be charging you for fucking internet.
Hmm.
Okay, and that's why the president is doing what he's doing. President Bush said almost 20 years ago the goddamn internet should be free. Your problem is not with Sony and Xbox. Your problem is with your fucking internet service provider. Charge you $130 a month for slow ass internet. That's your fucking problem, right? And President Biden is the first dude that's trying to make that shit affordable. Sony and Nintendo and Xbox has every right to charge you to use their fucking shit.
Yeah,
And if you don't like it, get the fuck out of gaming. But you got
That's
to
right.
understand that Oh Noah's Alex is a pirate, and them PC guys like stealing shit. So that's where
hmm,
his argument comes from. Oh, you're defending DRM. Hey, listen, man. With DRM, I can feel safe that my games is protected. My shit is protected. All I need is my social security number, my profile, and my shit ain't even here. My shit's in Redmond, Washington. But like these guys, they bitch about shit that's so it's so y'all want gaming to be free, y'all want fucking gaming services to be free. Xbox and PlayStation should just give you PSN and just give you Xbox Live. Games should come out on time, whether they
Mhm.
have bugs or not.
You
This
want your
this
cookie to be
community is
They
free? You
don't.
just
gotta
so
pay for that shit too.
fucking
They
gay.
don't. They don't even realize that with DRM, which is digital rights management, right? That's how we're getting the smart delivery. That's how we're getting the back compat. It's all through the online authentication. That's how we get the free enhancements. That
that's right.
has to be that way. If they don't do it that way, then we can't play the games. Even when you're putting the disc, it has to know that what disc is reading because it's not a 360. It's not an OG Xbox. The only way it can do that is through the online authentication. Then you got motherfuckers like that. So Alex, right? Which I'm really close to going after his ass. I don't like what he does. Making a video about Xbox guys complaining about DRM when he's a PC dude and he don't own Xbox because he said it himself. When everything on PC is DRM.
Thank you. And
How hypocritical can
he
you
pirates
fucking be?
everything any fucking way. He don't even pay for fucking games. So
Exactly, because
white boy, you don't. I like some of his videos, but
yeah,
white boy,
right, me too.
you don't even have a dog in this fight. You don't buy
Right,
shit.
because look. If a PC gamer is gonna come like him and say, "Oh, but we could just pirate it," then motherfucker, you're stealing it. You don't own it anyway. So what are you talking about? The argument here is you saying that we buy stuff and you don't own it. Same thing with Steam. Same thing with Microsoft's Windows. If you buy the game through their store, you can't access it unless you signed in. But you have access to it at all times once you sign in. It's got to sign in and know what you have through the internet because it's all on servers. That's the way it knows what you own, what you don't own. If that was the case, then motherfuckers would not buy games at all, and you'd just be stealing games and sharing them with everybody.
He bought. It was a pain in the ass a couple like last week. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know why I couldn't access my movies last week. Or a couple of games wouldn't boot up. Xbox Live goes down like what fucking
Once, maybe
once
every 3 years.
once every three
Yeah.
years. Man, cry me a fucking river. Oh, you Xbox are defending it. Look, man,
Shit.
look. I have other things in my fucking life to obsess about than this fucking shit. Like
Right.
I just don't. This gaming community is just. I don't know, man. I never
Oh,
seen
they're
a but
crazy, man.
They're such a disappointment for me, man. Because I jumped in later than all y'all. So when my initial meeting is meeting guys like you and Hebot, watching you guys like you and Hebot leaving long ass comments, my assumption is going to be okay. Yeah, there's some bullshit, but there's going to be a lot of people like Iraq who knows what he's talking about. Then you jump in and you see that you guys are actually kind of rare, and it's full of people like J Rock and all them who are saying just goofy shit, who are just falling for it every single
do
time, and I
do you
don't
know
get it.
why? Do you know why Unlimited Production? Do you know why that me, Hebot, and Sega Man and Tuck don't get upset over this shit? I used to let motherfuckers bait me in this shit and go make videos, but for real, I like Jabari Clark about 2 years ago. He was like, "Man, you Xbox know you missed the Xbox 360." I said, "No, the fuck I don't. Why would I want to go backwards?" Me, Hebot, and Sega Man come from an era where we had nothing. We had nothing. There was no online. There was no
Sure.
electronic. There was no electronic frontier. There was
Mhm.
no fucking. If you bought a game that was a fucking piece of shit, you was stuck with that disc. There was no updates. There was no nothing. We had
That's right.
yo Unlimited Production. He's younger than us, man. He's in his 30s. There was no electronic frontier. There
Right.
was nothing
That's
until
right.
fucking Sega decided to give us SegaNet. And even then, that shit was fucking archaic. There was nothing but fucking cartridges. There was nothing in the dark ages but your PlayStation disc. Your disc you bought of Smuggler's Run was fucked up. Tough shit, motherfucker. You
Hey,
can't get you can't download any fucking patches.
Yeah.
The infrastructure wasn't there yet. We came from no electronic frontier. Now I'm a little bit older than all of y'all. I came from the era where my next door neighbor Eli, rest his soul, would knock on my window. Yo, E-Rock, pass me the Atari 2600, and I'll pass you the
Oh
ColecoVision.
yeah, yeah. It
And
was
then
like that. It was like that.
then I pass him the 2600, and that nigga be like, "Psych, man, give me my shit back." But like we had no electronic frontier. We had nothing. So
Right.
to see these motherfuckers like, oh no, it's Alex bitching about shit like DRM, and to see Kid Smooth, who used to be a level headed dude before he started chasing that bag. To see fucking these guys crying about, oh, a game is delayed. Man, look, back when I was growing up, Sega Man, back when I was growing up, Unlimited Production, games didn't get delayed. And you got shit like Combat, E.T. the video game, Shoots and Ladders. You got all kinds of bullshit, and your ass was stuck with them, nigga.
yeah,
Shit.
exactly. And Emmanuel,
Hell,
man, thank you for the donation. And he
Yeah,
said,
it's
hold
not
it
going
down,
hell,
guys.
man. Hey,
Hey, hold
today,
on,
y'all
Tuck,
remember
Tuck,
back my
hey,
damn
Tuck,
day.
hey,
I
Tuck.
remember back my damn day, man. We used to like 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 my neighbor across the street from us when I was a little kid. We had the Atari, like I had the Atari 5200, and they had the damn fucking television, and that's just how we gamed. Shit, I mean, and just like you said, E Rock, it wasn't no. I mean, whatever you got, you stuck with. Shit, that's all it is to it.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
now these, go ahead.
hey, hey, look, I may not be as old as y'all, but this was actually a good game that had this problem. WWF No Mercy came out in 2000, right? Great wrestling game. However, it
Great
had this
wrestling
glitch where
game.
it would delete your saves.
Oh
So
wow.
every few months, everything I did on the game would delete and I had to restart over. And at the time, I didn't know why. I actually wouldn't know why until years later when I found out it was a whole thing about many copies of people who bought it. It didn't work. And
Wow.
yeah, and so even with good games, you just had to work with it until recently. And Emmanuel A1 said, "Hold it down, guys. Great to see E-Rock on the podcast tonight. I want Redfall, but I'm looking forward to Red Earth and Resident Evil 2 and 3 upgrades with ray tracing more than anything. Yeah, exactly,
That's
Emmanuel.
what's up.
Gaming is more than
See, that's what's up right there, man.
yeah, because gaming is more than your handful of exclusives every year. As much as we talked about Xbox last year, it was only like 5 games out of the hundreds that came out. Halo, Forza,
Yeah.
Flight Simulator, The Ascent, The Gunk, and some other games. Just a handful of all of
Look, Unlimited. We got to keep it fucking real. A lot of motherfuckers didn't even play the gunk. Okay? The
No,
No,
yeah,
gunk
they did not.
is still available today. I bought the fucking game.
Yeah.
The game is still available today. And I bet you go to half of these dudes that complain and they're in their gamer profile, and you see that they didn't even play Crossfire X, the campaign, or the gunk, for example, or even
True.
the Ascent, or even the Ascent for that matter. But then when the Ascent went to PlayStation, they wanted to make a mockery. Oh, look, it's not exclusive no more. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta keep it 100. These motherfuckers they only play a specific type. That's it. Oh, we're gonna just play Halo because it's AAA or Forza because it's AAA. If you have that type of mentality, then you're not a real gamer in the true essence of a gamer. You're a casual gamer with certain specific things that you like. That's it. So you don't really have a right to just complain for everybody else because you're not gaming like everybody else. You see what I'm saying?
See, I want to ask you a question, fellas, and this is what my friend has turned and did, because he the one that called me about the damn Halo, about the Redfall, about the game that's coming out next year and all that shit. And I told him straight up, I said, dude, you think I really give a damn? I said I said they gonna come out next year. Who cares? He called me up telling me about this. Thought I was gonna get all upset. I went to tell him, I said, man, I don't give a care about them. Hey, when they come out, they come out. I said, but
Hey,
I
Tuck,
said, but
Tuck, you need to learn a little trick I learned about 2 years ago. Just cut your phone the fuck off. They can't upset you if your phone is off. You know that,
But-
right? How many
Well,
times you
you-
called me and my phone was off?
well, I
They
actually
can't,
had, well, I
they
actually
can't
had to,
upset you if your phone is off.
well, he actually had to call me for something else besides just talking about that. So,
E-Rock, why
and
your
then,
phone off, man? That should be deliberate, nigga.
and then
That
check
should be
it out.
deliberate.
Then check this out. Then check this out. I told him he gonna go and tell me that they taking pre-orders for the new fucking God of War. I said, when is it coming out? He said they have no release date. I said, why do I want to go ahead and pre-order a game that I don't even know was gonna come out?
See, me and that
That
boy
don't make
wouldn't
no
even have
damn
got
sense to
that
me.
far. All he would have heard was boop, boop, boop.
No, I'm just saying that don't make no damn sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I've never done that in my life.
Y'all supposed to be in the morgue putting toe tags on motherfuckers, not talking about games, Tuck.
No, fuck that. No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing no more shit now. Now, okay, now you rock. I'm not dead yet, damn it.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Sega man, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Hey man, what are your thoughts on that whole DRM thing, man? Hey, and by the way, did you feel it at all? Because I didn't. My games were perfectly fine. I made a video showing that you could play games offline and all that shit. So for me, it was okay. But did you have any issues? Like E-Rock couldn't watch his movies?
I didn't have any issues, and they need to really stop talking about that shit, man. That shit's old, man. It's old news, man. Shit is old, man. They got to bring back the DRM shit. That shit is old, dude. You brought that shit up in 2013. You want to bring it back now in 2022, man? That shit's
Now
old.
they want to
dude.
bring it back. Yeah.
That's fucking stupid, man. That's dumb, dude. I mean, like I said, they're rinse, recycle, and repeating. Like I said,
Yep.
they're doing it again. They're bringing back DRM. These motherfuckers are stupid. They're like fucking. They're the real drones. You know what I mean? They keep recycling shit because they don't have nothing to combat. Really,
They bought
don't.
it back. They bought it back, Sega Man, because Xbox Live went out last week for like a
Right.
couple of hours. So they needed
Right.
something to talk about. Oh no, it's Alex needed something. So, see, this is why DRM is bad. Meanwhile, this motherfucker's up here with a PC where he done fucking pirated fucking DirecTV, Dish Network, the porns, and I hope sooner or later the government catches ass.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
give
I
a
hope
good
I hope
example. I mean,
Ebot does a video on it. I hope he does. I hope video does a response because when Ebot does the videos when he responds to these dudes, they're fantastic. So I hope he does a video on it. I really do.
Yeah, well,
I
like
really
I'm gonna
do.
give a good example. It's like over here. It's like at my house we had like 3 power outages, like today. What can I do? If you have a power outage, what the hell can you do? You can't go in there and tell the electric company to turn your electricity back off. If it's just a power outage, just a power outage.
Oh yeah, and
And
another thing, and people don't realize this, and you will experience this. This upcoming summer, it's going to be really hot out there, so you will be seeing some power outages. They were
yeah,
talking. They were talking about it. They were talking about it out here on the internet. So when it
man,
starts to get
I,
real
I, I,
hot, and everybody's running those air conditioners and fans, there's going to be some fuck ups. So I mean, it's coming. You know what I mean?
I
yeah,
forgot y'all live up north, man. Because here in Texas, it's been hot since like fucking March, man. So I already been running my AC
Yeah, man. Yeah,
for a
man.
minute now.
You're gonna feel it.
Yeah, yeah, and let me also say this, guys. Uh, Tuck, man,
yes.
I got nothing but love for you, my dude. But I don't know why you always at your puppy farm and at barbecues and cookouts and stuff when we do this stuff.
Oh, good. Somebody else gets to get a taste of it. This motherfucker be having dogs. This motherfucker be fucking washing chitlins. This motherfucker, we don't even do our outros. This nigga just leave. Good. Somebody else can get a taste of it tonight.
Oh man, y'all leave me alone, okay? Leave my
Paw
leave.
Patrol.
But like I was trying to say, was trying to say, man. Look, I've always said, y'all, that gaming development is expensive, it's time consuming, and it's hard as hell. And
Yeah, it is.
somehow these gamers want 4K 60, 4K graphics, 60 FPS, ray tracing, the highest fidelity, no bugs, for it to release every year on time, and everything to be perfect. Oh, and also don't ever raise the price either, because they sure as hell don't want to pay $70 for Gotham Knights or nothing like that. So they don't even want to pay for the games. How the fuck do game? I've had this issue with gaming for a while. Um, this is a community that somehow this community has no sense of anything outside of a video game, and I could tell because it's like anything that takes any significant thought just doesn't apply. They want everything perfect with these 100 million. First of all, these games, these big
I'm gonna tell you. I'm
like
gonna tell you the
100 million
problem.
dollars.
I'm gonna tell you the problem why it complaining. But when you
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
me,
All right, yeah. 1 second, Heba. But yeah, so like I said, man, these games could cost up to $100 million. This is blockbuster movie level stuff, and you do know if you're going to spend that much money on a game, you got to make it back, right? Oh yeah, not only is the game budget expensive, so is the marketing. For example, with Cyberpunk 2077, I was reading how their marketing was actually more expensive than the game development, and that took 8 years to make. And even when it released, like Iraq said, it had its issue. And you're talking to somebody who absolutely loves Cyberpunk, right? Let's be a little objective here. But I'm gonna start with you, Sega man. Hey man, do you think gamers are just unreasonable these days? I mean, they don't want game prices to go up. All right, that's fine. We're consumers. We're all going to be protective of our money. But you don't want game prices go up, but you want everything under the bus, every whistle, and you don't give developers any slack on anything.
Man, dude, look, they don't even play. Listen, they don't even play games, bro. They don't. Everybody here on the panel supports Xbox, supports their IP. We have Ultimate Game Pass we pay for. We end up buying the games. You know what I mean? They're a bunch of fucking dumbass hypocrites. Like the video me and E-Rock did a long time ago. If dude, gaming is fucking expensive, all right? You need to go
Come
out
on now,
there.
preach.
You need to go out there, right? You need to get a job, you know what I mean? Or something like that. I don't know, start hooking yourself on the street or something, nigga. I don't know. You need to get a job, man, if you want to play these games. These games are not free, dude. They're not free, man. You can't get shit for free, dude. There's nothing
or
free,
just
man.
stay within your means if you can't afford it, because
Right.
that's the reality.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. He bought, or just stay within your means. He's absolutely right about that. You know what I mean? I don't know these dudes today, bro. I'll never understand it. As long as we've been into gaming, you know what I mean. You're not getting shit for free. You're not. You're just not. You know what I mean? So complain about it being in our chats, in our podcasts or whatever. You know, I don't know, man. These dudes they need to just pony up, get a fucking job, and play these games and support these companies out here because nothing's for free, dude.
Yeah, and to add to that, Sega man, the closest thing to free we got with Game Pass, a lot of them fucking hate.
Right.
I mean, the same people, Sega man, who said for years that they rather spend $70 on these PlayStation exclusive, absolutely hate the idea of spending money on video games. It makes no sense
You
to me.
know what though? You know what,
That
Unlimited?
ain't
You're
no
right.
good for me either,
You know
man.
what, Unlimited? You're right, man. But they'll play those free to play fucking games and spend all kind of money on fucking Fortnite and shit like that. But
Yeah,
yet they complain about these fucking games that we're talking about. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But they'll go spend money on that though. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, Sega Man. And so with that, Sega Man, and for those who don't know, this is Sega Man's first time on Unlimited Truth, and I'm so happy he's here. But I'm gonna pivot from Sega Man to E-Rock, man. Do you think gamers are just unbelievably unreasonable and unrealistic these days?
I think gamers these days are, as I've said, the last 2 years, the most whiny, most bitch made, most entitled bunch of fucking babies and girls I've ever seen. I don't think Porter Rock supposedly went to the military. I don't see how. You know what I mean? I don't see the fuck how. I don't see how any of these
Oh
motherfuckers
no,
went to the
he's a
military.
military guy, but he
I
must
don't
have
see
just
how.
went
I
to the military when he was like 14 and been there all this time because he
well,
didn't get no character whatsoever.
well, either that or he went to the Air Force and they ain't really the military. But anyway, motherfuckers always ask me, E-Rock, were you in the military? Because you so regimented. No, it's just life taught me that you can't have everything you want. You gonna have disappointments in life. But yeah, man, these dudes. I mean, it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse, Unlimited, since we ran in the U. It's gotten worse. It's
Yeah,
never been this. It was getting worse after E3 2013, but it's never been this bad. Before, people took shit on the chin, kept it moving. Now it's just any little thing to whine about, any little thing to bitch about. And and Twitter is like their fucking religion. It's like their hive. It's like it's like where they go to just bitch about shit and talk about Xbox. Like y'all think that Xbox is having a show June 13th, and that whole show for an hour and a half was predicated around two games. Are you fucking serious? Like it's just so crazy. We have so much now that it's almost mind-boggling. Like my sister had came over the crib one day and I always watch my movies with my fucking headphones on, right? Through my Xbox controller. And she was like, where's the wires at? I'm like, yo, this the future right here, nigga. This the future right here. Like nobody else gotta hear my movie. I'm listening to this shit in Dolby Atmos, man. I was watching damn it, man, fuck is that shit? The Watchmen. Like, man, this the future right here, homie. Like, we have so much now. This with this digital frontier, we have so much. We have so much that's given to us, and all we do is complain. Like y'all entitled to this shit. Well, I paid my $70. You haven't even paid for fucking Starfield and Redfall yet because there was no pre-orders. I could see you being upset if they had pre-orders and you bought the pre-order, and I can see you got rocks in your jaw because you gave these muffins $60. All right, it ain't been no pre-orders, and so he bought. Help me out with this. Right up to the fucking 11th hour, right
Mm-hmm.
up till it's time to press the fucking discs. They're tweaking shit at the last minute
Oh yeah, yeah. A
before they
lot of
get the.
times, like literally a day before.
Yeah, man. So it's like this gaming community, man. I've never seen them like this. Sega, man. They wasn't like this back in the '90s.
Well,
Back
And to
we
be
was
honest
playing.
with you too, E-Rock, a lot of developers, imagine being a developer, right? In today's day and age, right? Where you know every fucking thing you're gonna do is gonna be monitored, right? Everything's gonna be critiqued.
Scrutinized.
Everything's going to be scrutinized. I think a lot of times, and this is just an educated guess coming from me, right? I think a lot of times when games come out with issues, is because these developers are so much in pressure that they keep fucking with it and fiddling with it, and they end up making it worse because they're just so apprehensive that when it comes out, it's going to get dogged.
Right.
Another thing,
You see what I'm
Hebot,
saying?
is yeah. Another thing is what's going to happen with these developers soon, including Activision, including Bethesda. It's already happened with one of my favorite developers, Ubisoft. It's happening with
Hmm.
all the developers. Instead of trying new shit, they're going to go
Right.
the easiest common denominator.
Or
What's
make some
easiest?
money. They're not going to be afraid to take risk. Exactly. It's a
And
fact.
so we're not going to see, and that's why I favor a lot of these indie games. You'll see me playing a lot
Yeah.
of indie
Yeah.
games
Same here.
because they take like Trek to Yomi. That was a fucking risk. That was a
Yeah.
risk. Hell,
Yeah.
man, I'm playing some shit called Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. Y'all can laugh, but it's a fun little game.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
You know look, man, we gotta support these indie developers, right? Because these big budget AAA blockbusters, like Unlimited Production said, cost hundreds of millions of dollars. They cost more than
Hmm.
movies now. They taking longer to
Oh
come
yeah.
out. They
When our
getting
games,
delayed.
T-Rock, listen, when our games, when we grew up, like in the Atari era, the Sega Genesis, Master System, even shit, I would say even Saturn, right? Those games didn't cost $200 million to make.
No.
So obviously, they were able to do so many games and risk and do all types of different shit because the reward was bigger than the risk, right? At the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's why we saw all kinds of shit. We saw games from like shit. We saw games spot, cool spot, based off the Seven Up logo. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it actually was a good game because the creativity and the fun factor, even within the developers, was still there. It was still apparent. But nowadays, when they tell you, oh yeah, you got to make this game, you got 3 years, and it's going to cost $200 million to make. As a developer, imagine you being told this.
It,
Why do
it,
And
why do y'all think y'all haven't seen Parappa the Rapper, Sly
right,
Cooper,
right.
Dax and Jackster? Y'all ain't seen none of that shit
Tumba,
because
Tumba,
exactly. They're
Ape
too
Escape.
afraid. They're too fucking afraid to take a risk and not make any money. And now they're looking at what happened with Gran Turismo 7 and Horizon Forbidden West flopping, and they're like, whoa. If that can, that's what y'all need to be worried about. Why the fuck is y'all worrying about Xbox? Y'all should be writing Sony and saying, man, why the fuck did these two games flop? How the fuck did y'all two big games come out and y'all let some shit like Elden Ring steal y'all thunder? Some shit that's from generations ago? Yo, man, y'all shouldn't be having Xbox come out of y'all mouth.
And you know it didn't do well because the developers for Horizon were fucking blaming the bad sales or the backlash for Horizon and Elden Ring. They literally came on Twitter and said that shit.
Bob,
And it's like,
what the unlimited production always tell us, and he's new to the game, and he always brings
right,
new
right, right,
insight.
right,
When Sony has something to say, they do a press release. They ain't got nothing
right,
to
right,
say this time. And
right.
it's been plenty of time to tabulate the sales of those games because we already know that Elden Ring just came out and it sold
Oh,
12 million copies.
yeah.
right.
So Sony don't want you to know that them two games failed,
Yeah.
but
But
y'all
you
worrying
mean you
about
know because
Xbox.
when they do well, they always talk about it. We know they did. So
How
that's
many
why they
games
did
did Gran
that.
Turismo sell?
Right, right. But that's why they did that big, bullshit ass, that financial shit with their quarterlies, doing the vertical slides, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we shipped out 17 million PS5. No, you shipped out. You didn't sold, right? Because a lot of those shits are still in scalpers' hands. That's why 25% of them shits you guys reported yourself are not even active, right?
Dude,
Because of shit
dude,
like that.
if Elden Ring is game of the year, it was a shitty year for gaming, and I'm willing to bet you $600 right now that I don't have, but I'll get it up. That fucking A Plague's Tale Requiem will be far superior. So
Right,
get out
right,
of here with that, bro. Get out. I
right.
don't agree with that shit. Elden Ring, you cannot, you will not. They tricked me. They tricked me before with that fucking what was that last shit? Sekiro Shadow Die Twice.
Mhm.
You Japanese motherfuckers won't trick me again with that shit. Or Judgment or any other garbage. So you get out of here with that bullshit. It'll probably win Game of the Year because Game of the Year is always won by the most popular shit usually. But I guarantee you right now as I'm sitting here that a Plague Tale Requiem will be far superior.
I
Yeah,
agree. I agree.
yeah, yeah. Well,
As an overall game, yeah, right, right. Well, I
yeah.
mean, that's how it was. Like
Well,
when
I
they
mean,
when they gave with Gears 5, remember when Gears 5 came out? It should have been Game of the Year, and instead they gave it to what was it? Overwatch?
no, no,
No,
no,
no, no.
no, no, no. Gears 5 or Gears 4?
Gears 4, I think it was, or 5. Was it?
Gears Four. Gears 4 got no respect, and Overwatch didn't win that year, and then Sekiro in 2019 over Gears 5.
Yeah, it was one of the years that Gears was out, though. That it wasn't even nominated. I think something like Overwatch won. That's what I'm trying to say,
No, it was
right?
both. Gears wasn't nominated in 2016 or 2019 in
Yeah,
either year.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, but
That's
with
very
stuff like
indicative
that,
right there.
yeah, but with stuff like that, other people's opinions never really bothered me. So if he likes Elden Ring, hey, good for him.
The best
Yeah,
game
you
Um,
can like
won't win.
you can like Elden Ring is the day is long, but sitting here talking about some nothing on Xbox even touches it, man. I'll play. To me, Halo Infinite was more. What the fuck is interesting about? I found a potion. A maiden's husk. A boss to beat. Just died 96 times. Climb up here. You can't go in the water because the fucking
Yeah, the
character can't
structure
swim.
is
Like
very
like
niche. Yeah.
and fucking not just that, but gameplay and graphics from fucking 3 generations ago.
Yeah,
But hey,
because the
man,
game still has frame pacing issues as well too.
frame pacing issues, fucking
oh yeah, hey,
glitching. Like,
he bought,
come on, man, just stop with this shit,
Right.
man. Trek to Yomi is better than that shit. It's a
Well,
fucking
Iraq. It was the same thing as you remember, right? Guys in the panel. You guys remember when I said that my game of the year was It Takes Two, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
And when I was telling people that shit, I said if it wasn't It Takes Two, you could have easily gave it to Guardians of the Galaxy, easily, right?
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy
And
is
I was
awesome.
like, and motherfucker was like, what? You crazy? This shit is garbage. Because they looked at it as, oh, it has kitty graphics. They look like claymation. That shit is for little kids. But yet you want to sit here and say, oh, Elden Ring is a game of the year style game. And we got to respect what you're saying. But when I said that It Takes Two was game of the year because of what it does, because of the essence of what it is, that is true to video games. It's the epitome of what a video game should be. And I was right because it won it either way. But motherfucker was like, "Oh no, that shit corny." So I gotta respect your opinion on something I know for a fact is structured like horribly and is old. Is an old style of structure that's been around since Dark Souls, right? On PS3, and just with prettier graphics or better graphics rather. And yet, when I say that It Takes Two, oh no, that shit look corny because it looked like a kiddie game. Like, come on, you can't do that. You know what I mean? It-
We should not be rewarding From Software and even Sega with the Yakuza series for coming out with the same shit over and over again
Yeah,
and fucking and the same formula over and over again and not even trying to disguise it's the same formula, just coming out with the same shit over and over again and like here buy this shit, man. But hey,
yeah,
man, if that's what you like, man, go on it, man.
yeah, and let's see. At least Microsoft and Sony together on that one. Neither got a game of that caliber. A game with graphics better than both companies' games. Now I got to disagree with that, real gamer. Look, I'm not one who that gets mad at other people's opinions, and I
Mhm.
really don't care if people don't like mine. Look, I like unpopular games all the fucking time. I love Mass Effect Andromeda. It was like my third favorite game of all the last gen, and every game that came out. So that tells you how my opinion goes. And people hate
Mhm.
that fucking game.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but
Just
but
like we
where,
like
where I draw
Record,
the
just
line,
like we like
Hebot,
Sunset, and people thought that
hold
was
on.
horrible.
Where I draw the line at Hebot, and give me a second, man. Is when people and real gamer, and I'm pointing this at you, man, is when you gotta say stuff like no other game is on that level. Come on, man. Come on. That's where I draw the line.
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with you liking Elden Ring, but this idea that even with its bad graphics, like why does Elden Ring gets forgiven for bad graphics, but an Xbox game can't, right? Or
Right, right.
or
Hmm.
or or
Or
or, or
Nintendo game
Assassin's yeah,
gets
or
a pass.
Assassin's
Hmm.
Creed. Why does Assassin's Creed need to change I mean, and it does. The Assassin's Creed game changes its gameplay every game, but Elden Ring could, it could have the exact same gameplay of Dark Souls. Like what you like, man. I've always said
Right.
that, and
That's true.
I've always said like what you like. Don't let anybody tell you what to like. But don't come here and tell me that no game competes, and that's where I just find it absurd. And
When I
even if
when when I know for a fact that the Assassin's Creed trilogy, the recent trilogy, is better than that shit. It just is.
Mm.
That's not objective. It just is. And I got another nigga on this podcast that look, unlimited. And you can finish what you're saying, man. I apologize for interrupting you. No one who keeps telling me how great Elden Ring is can explain why Elden Ring is great in a sentence. None of them.
Right, right, right.
I haven't seen it. Not from
Yeah, yeah.
Noah's Alex. No one. I can explain in a sentence why fucking Assassin's Creed Odyssey is fucking great. No one
Right.
can explain in a sentence
Detail
why
for
Elden Ring is
detail.
great.
Right.
I haven't heard it yet. I haven't
That's
seen
true.
it yet.
That's true.
Just, oh, it's
That's
great.
true.
It's better than
That's
everything
true.
else out there.
And,
Oh, it's great. Well, explain to me why it's great, because I'm not seeing it. I'm
and I
not
mean,
seeing it.
it has amazing character design, and the worlds look beautiful, like
So
really cool and creative. But you
it has
don't.
amazing characters.
That's not
He
the
bought
game.
it.
The
It has
gameplay.
amazing character design for 2006. What year is this,
Mhm.
nigga?
No, I'm talking about how the created the characters, not the way they look graphically. The characters, but again, you don't play the character design. You see what I'm saying, Iran? You don't play that. You play the game. The structure of the game is designed to annoy the shit out of you and got people believing, oh yeah, that's so satisfying. No, my guy, no, it's not. It's annoying. I don't have time to waste on one game to beat a boss 1,500 times or try to fight him 100 times, die 100 times before I get to beat him. That is not fun.
Your
That's
character
just
touches
you're
water, he dies. How is that right?
right.
Your
You just
character
he
has to look
can't
for
climb up
potions.
correctly.
Your
You're
character
just
dungeon crawls.
a lot of these guys are conditioned that if something's cool and now is the thing, is the shit because it's accepted because Demon Soul style games and Dark Soul style games are accepted. Oh, now that they're cool. Oh no, y'all crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. No, dude, of course we do. The game could be fun for some. Not saying that it's not, and people like it. Fine, but the game is not structured to be fun. It's
He bought
structured to piss you the fuck
exactly.
off.
He bought in these Souls games and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. There's only
Mm-hmm.
one way to go about an enemy or an objective. In
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, there's at least 5 or 6 different ways you can go about an objective.
Right, right.
You can
They don't
go
even
in
have move sets for Christ's sakes.
you can go in guns blazing, or you could use stealth. It's plenty of shit. One time I let a motherfucking tiger attack some fucking body and do my work for me. One time I let fucking soldiers fight each other and wait till they killed the motherfucker I was after and went and collected my motherfucking bounty.
Well,
So don't sit here and tell me that FromSoft did everything right when all
right.
I see when I see the videos is some shit from fucking 2006. I'm sorry, Unlimited Production. I ain't mean to go there, man, but I'm tired of seeing this shit, bro.
Well, I mean, for games that were great were like Ninja Blade, Otaki 1 and 2, that they really did it right, right? But then you ask these guys, oh, you played that? Oh, I didn't play that. Oh, that's just corny. Oh, that's just a button masher. No, that's not. Okay? Look, in those Demon Souls style games, for example, you don't even have different move sets. You get different weapons and it's the same thing. You get magics, okay, so you gotta know how to use your magic. You gotta level up in order to fight certain creatures at a certain time because they're leveled up too high. All it is learning how to parry at the correct time. When you get lucky, and then when you do that parry, you actually can kill them in one shot. Or you gotta know how to figure out which armor to use for certain characters, or in what way to approach them when you're fighting them. That's basically the whole gist of it. You got to roll, dash, and most of the time, or a lot of times, run away. You got to run the fuck away. How is that fun? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not saying that Halo Infinite reinvents the wheel. The only thing they did change combat a little bit because the grappling hook kind of changes. It changes the dynamic of how you fight your enemies. It changes the dynamic greatly because now the game has something it never had before, which is verticality.
Right.
Forza Horizon 5 does not change the fucking wheel. It does not rewrite history. It just does shit very, very polished. And we can write in a sentence everything that this fucking game does well. I can write in a sentence everything that Halo Infinite does well. No one has been able to write a goddamn sentence about what this Elden Ring supposedly does great because me and Heba have seen this shit before. We played Souls and we played fucking Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which was the last game from Software I fell for. I just can't do it. I'm sorry, Unlimited Production. It's just when I see shit like that, it pisses me the fuck off.
Well, I always had a love hate relationship because I like the design and the worlds and some of the characters, even in things like Bloodborne, but the gameplay is just a turnoff. It's a complete turnoff. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, I actually don't. I don't really have a problem with the games or people liking them. I don't like the fan base, because for some reason, if you like people who reviewed it and didn't review it well got attacked, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
put
yeah.
out
The fan base are very aggressive.
yeah
They're like,
yeah
you don't like it, you're crazy. You're not a gamer. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I don't like that stuff, man. Don't tell me how to think and none of that shit. I ain't I don't like politicians for shit like that. So I definitely ain't gonna take that shit in gaming. But as he said, no hard feelings. Real gamers, dude, we disagree with you, and we're gonna voice our opinions. So yeah, same
Yeah,
here
we're,
with
we're not gonna scrutinize you and
yeah
treat you like
yeah
shit. No, of course not.
yeah.
Obviously,
And Jay
if
said
you
it.
like it, more power to you. That's good for you.
Yeah,
But
and
you,
Jay
but the
said
same way you like it, you can't come in here telling us, "Oh, we don't like it." You know what I'm trying to say? Y'all don't know
yeah
what y'all talking about, or y'all crazy, because then that's contradicted. That's counterproductive. That's not gonna fix the situation. You get what I'm saying?
yeah yeah. And so with that, I think we're gonna wrap it up there, everyone. It was a great show. I'm about an hour and a half in. And it's a little later than usual, so I know it's like 9 o'clock over there for most of y'all. So yeah, we're gonna give our final thoughts, give our shout outs after the final thoughts, and then we're gonna call it a night. So I'm gonna
Well,
start with you, Tuck.
hey,
Yeah,
real
what is
quick,
it?
unlimited. I wanted to say about the real quick, if I can, about the
Yeah. Go,
DRM
go ahead,
shit.
go ahead.
The problem that's going on with the DRM, right? Because they don't like to be clear, is that these guys are talking about how you can't get in, right, and access what you own digitally with your home console or even with your disc, right? Because it has to read your account, right? But again, it's like I told you guys earlier before we went on air. The only way that the console is going to know that you own that, and the only way it's going to be able to know your library, is if it knows what account is on, right? Because it's not going to know that, right? So the problem is that the argument is because PlayStation, what they did was they did two SKUs, the PS4 SKU and the PS5 SKU. So you can play your games no matter what, like the PS5 version or the PS4 version on the disc without having to worry for it to authenticate because it's two separate SKUs. You're getting charged for two separate games, right? But with Xbox, since you got the smart delivery and you're getting those enhancements free, that's why we don't have two SKUs. You see what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that's the difference. So what Microsoft needs to do to shut these guys off is okay. When you play your disc games, you just pop it in, let it read the codecs, whether you're offline or not, and you can play it with a bogus with your actual gamer tag, but it won't read none of your achievement, won't read none of your game library, just whatever you're playing physical, and don't give you no enhancements, nothing. Just let you play it the way it is. And then I guarantee you, if they do that, then they'll complain like, "But I thought you guys said y'all all about the free enhancements or the smart delivery." You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
It's like the Nintendo. You buy a game in Nintendo Digital, right? It'll work offline, but you know why that is? Which a lot of people don't say it, but you know why that is?
why?
You guys take a guess. Why you think that is?
I want to wrap the show up, so just tell us.
Okay, real quick. It's because the game is tied to each unit.
Boom.
Meaning, when you buy that game, you
Mm-hmm.
can only play it on that unit.
Yeah.
You can never play it if you buy another unit. You got to rebuy it again.
Oh
And
wow.
motherfuckers didn't say this.
That's
Why
fucked
I
up.
know? Why do I know? Because I have the console. My friend Jorge just bought his daughter Kirby digitally so that she wouldn't mess up the cartridge, right? Because she's younger. And when he tried to play it on her account, it don't let him because it's tied to her Switch, not his.
Oh yeah, yes, that's right. You're right. You're right. I
You
remember.
see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Because
So yeah, okay, you can play your games, but it's tied to that unit. Now imagine if that unit gets ruined for some dumb reason, or you accidentally drop it, it breaks, or you accidentally get wet because it's raining outside, and you didn't expect no rain to come, and you weren't prepared. Let's just say, right, giving you hypothetical situations, the shit stops working. then guess what? You gotta buy the game all over again, even though you paid the $60 or $70, because the game does not play on a new unit. It will not download it on your account because it only is attached to the console.
Yeah, that's bull.
Right.
You see what I'm trying to say? So
Right.
there is a caveat, and that is what pisses me off because unless a motherfucker like me comes out and does a video and talks about it, you don't see these motherfuckers talking about it.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Hmm.
man. Hey, Heba. I know you like that dude, but tell that to that Zobi dude, cause he been he always
Yeah, he
shitting
loves
on me.
trolling. He
Yeah,
loves trolling.
yeah.
Loves it.
But hey, man, let them know where they could find you.
Absolutely. You guys can find me in my channel, Hebot. Obviously here with my brother Unlimited and the rest of the gang. With my brother E-Rock on the Exile on 2 Sundays of the month. With my brother Sega Man on the Alpha every Saturday or most of Saturdays. With me, what I'm able to do, we got next. Obviously, you can find me on social, on Twitter and Instagram. But if you want to get that information, you can go look me up on my accounts on my channel, and you'll see it's all there. Not to be too long-winded, and of course, on Xbox Live and Nintendo Switch under eBot 8 and on the PlayStation Network. If you want to look for me there, see if I have one or not, because I'm a liar. You can look up Alfel from Sky, and you'll see my account.
Thank you. And Tuck, man, give us your final thoughts. Let them know where they could find you.
Hello, everybody. It's your boy DJ Tugmaster, the original pony killer. I don't like ponies. I know they don't like me, but who gives a damn? You can just really just be, I would just be on with a good group of guys, every day that, when I talk to y'all and all that stuff. So, with that all that being said, I'm gonna do an episode on the Lions Den this weekend. I'm off this weekend, so I'll probably be on there around 10 o'clock in the morning. So just stay tuned on what I'm gonna have to say. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about the DRM and all that stuff, about a little bit more of really what I got to say about the Starfield and what I got to say about the vampire game,
Yeah.
and that's really basically about it. But fellas, you know what? I had a good time with y'all. Yeah, no, I always do. So I just didn't have
Mhm.
that much to say today. Y'all made some very, very good valid points. And that's really all I got to say. And you can reach me on the Xbox, of course, Facebook, Instagram, and that's it.
Awesome. E-Rock X, man, thank you for joining. Give us your final thoughts and let them know where they could find you.
Hey man, as always, y'all can find me on the Iraq X channel. A lot of gameplay, mostly gameplay now. It'll be another Exile podcast this Sunday, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, where we'll talk about these subjects in further detail, hopefully some new subjects. I actually want to talk about some gaming. You know what I mean? Break up the motherfucking monotony. But we got a good group of guys here, man. Unlimited Production, DJX, Tuckmaster, my boys, my number one begun Sega Man 101. He bought the world's most powerful gamer. Real recognizes real, man. And these the only dudes I fucks with, man. I don't look to bring new cats into the podcast, except for other Zinc because he's cool. I don't try to commiserate with Kid Smooth no more, even though he got me started in this game, or fucking K Mega, all them dudes, man. I look, it is what it is, man. It's just too many dudes in this gaming scene, man. They don't stick with their intent. Their intent is, and y'all let me know what y'all intent is. Y'all gamers, you know what I mean. Y'all stay in y'all lane, and I got respect for y'all, man. It's always good to be here. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, have a good one, E-Rock. And Sega Man, last but not least, thank you for joining me, my friend. I know that you're usually working, so I'm assuming that you're off for tonight. Hey, man, give us your final thoughts and let them know where they could find you.
Hey man, my final thought is that in the chat earlier, people say, yeah, some of these guys need to take L's, but the true gamers out here, man, like the guys on the panel, we didn't take no L because we're still eating good over here. We're still gonna be waiting for these games to come out, man. So it's not an L to us because we know that these games are still coming to us and they're probably gonna be done right and it'll be ready and set to go when it comes out day one on Ultimate Game Pass, man. So I'm not taking no L because I got a lot of games to play. You know what I mean? And I got a big backlog, so it's not an L to me. You know what I mean? So I don't cry and whine on these gaming streets, bro. I buy games and play games, my nigga.
You can't
That's
lose
how
what
it
you never
is.
had, nigga.
That's right. So that's it's all good though. But you can always find me on the Exile podcast with my Exile brothers, and also on Alpha, with the Alpha and Exile brothers, and on We Got Next, and on the Unlimited Truth, man, because this is the only crew that I will always be true to. And that's what all I got to say about that, guys. And you can always catch me on my channel at Sega Man 101. Peace.
Awesome. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us. And I forgot what I was gonna say. So, and we are out.